Well, welcome to another episode of SKST Radio, and you tuned into the Grayson Show. And I have two special guests with me today. They're sister and brother, and I guess I'm squeezing in as a sister over here. So, so this brother and sister team, the person right next to me, he goes by the name of Sidney Lassiter the third.
Yes.
And this beautiful lady right here, she goes by B. McNair. How do you say your
B. Sydell McNair?
B. Sydell McNair. And I call her B because it's easier for me, but y'all call her by her name, give her some respect. And so these are the newest addition to SKST Radio family.
Yes.
So thank you guys for being a part of the family.
Yes.
And so I just want to, bring them on board and just let them know how much I appreciate them giving SKST the opportunity to represent them in a big way, because they are big. They're big. And I'm going to stop talking and let them talk, because this is their interview, and talk about what they do. So we're going to start with this young man right here. And he's like, well, they both got a choir and graphics and they just got stuff going on. They just got stuff going on. There you go. So it's hard to get started, but we're going to go ahead and let him start it. There you go, Sidney.
Well, yes, I'm Sidney Lassiter III. I am the business manager for the Living Testimony Community Singers and also other artists. I actually have, right now on my roster, going on 20 artists that are in the Hampton Roads area, Richmond area, and also I have one artist in Las Vegas, Nevada as well. Her name is Phoebe Wells.
Wow.
But yes, I have a business called Effortless Solutions where I do marketing and also promotions for independent gospel artists and for independent artists, period.
And for studios.
Oh, yes, and for studios, yes, and businesses, and even small churches as well. But I love actually doing social media marketing for them, and also just creating a space for artists, because a lot of them do not know where to even begin as far as being an artist. So I help them from the ground up and show them and guide them on what to do as an independent artist and even where to start. And I meet them where they are.
I love it. Absolutely love it. I mean, so that's amazing. So I'm going to see what she got going on. Then we're going to come back to you. Okay, let's see what she's cooking up over here.
Yes.
All right. B, what you got, baby?
I am B. Sydell McNair. I am the Vice President of Operations for Effortless Solutions. I have come on board to lend my administrative expertise. I have done a plethora of things administratively. So even though Sidney is my brother and I'm his sister, I actually do believe in his vision. I think that he is an amazing manager. I think that Effortless Solutions offers artists groundbreaking services that actually do help independent artists. I tell people all the time, Sidney promotes his artists to the point where it gets on your nerves. Like, he's in the family group chat, telling us about these artists, telling us about the events that they have going on.
Marketing, baby.
We
Marketing.
can't even talk about family stuff, the family cookout, the family gathering, because it's interrupted by
The marketing.
EJ and Mama got this going on this week. And we like, okay, can we get back to the conversation we were talking about?
Right.
But I am also known as Chef B. Sydell McNair. I am the owner of the Tasting Spoon Catering, Food Truck, and Personal Chef Services.
Nice.
Where I also provide cooking classes for children and adults through my Tasting Academy, as well as serve 6 certifications to culinary professionals. So my beliefs that I stand on is that I believe in creating customers for life. I want to be there for them for all their milestone events. So whether it's their wedding, I want to go from the wedding to the baby shower meatballs. Call me for those. Call me for your first anniversary. Call me to do the private dinners for you. And I also love doing corporate events. So if you have a business, you want to do customer appreciation, you want to do employee appreciation week, things like that, I would love to come into the office and just do a couple of trades, do a little small setup for you so that you walk and have some good food, so you can stop eating the same things all the time. Nobody wants
Yeah,
to go to Wendy's. We like Chick-fil-A, but you want a good home cooked meal every now and then.
Yeah.
And I do a plethora of things, whatever the flavor profile. I'm not a niche chef, so if you can think about it, I can cook it.
I love it. Absolutely love it. I got to taste that cooking soon too.
Oh,
Yes.
oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Look, I don't even like salmon, but she does the
doesn't
speech
like
glazed
Speech
salmon.
glazed
wow.
salmon.
Yes, and I like it. I'm just like, okay, man.
People have
I
tried
don't
to
know, she might
duplicate
be
it, but it
converted.
is not the same.
See. People always got to go there.
Exactly.
Just let the original person do it. Just don't go there. Don't go there.
Exactly.
So I'm very excited to have you guys here today, and so let's get back to you.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, so how did you get started with this? I mean, so I met these guys last year. Okay, they didn't know who I was. Willie had already told the world who I was, and then when they found out who Cammy was, he was like, "Oh yeah, I got to meet you. I got to meet you." And I'm like, "Well, you met me. Let's do it. Let's do it." So we've been on social media for probably about a year almost.
Correct.
And so he kept saying, I'm coming. And when a person say they're coming and they actually show up, that is what she said. That is that means the most to me, because at least I know you didn't forget about me. You didn't tell a fib. Right. But people, obstacles, things stop you. And eventually, you still kept in touch. I think that's the main thing I wanted to put out there. You still, we got friends on Facebook. You still, you spoke to me. You kept it going, Right. And I appreciate that.
Oh, yes.
I appreciate that.
Yes.
So I wanted to tell you that. And then you introduced me to this one. Now this is like a baby sister. I kid you not. Yes. She probably tired of me already.
No, I want to speak just for you, Cammy.
I love it.
Yeah, bright with the baby on.
Right.
Cammy, Grayson show.
You know what? Reality Podcast gave me a shirt, and so I never worn it. So I wanted to wear it on the show so they can see, that I appreciate them giving me.
I'm big with promoting others, and yes.
We all family here, so
yes.
So that's why I don't have pink. That's the only reason I have pink on.
I'm wearing it for you.
Thank you, girl. Thank you. So let's go back to you. So how did you get started with this choir? I mean, all this stuff going on, and y'all traveling, and all this fun stuff.
Oh well, I got started with Living Testimony. I would say probably 15 years.
Wow.
Right now, we just celebrated our 16th anniversary for the choir. But I joined in 15 years ago. Mm-hmm. So when I joined, I was actually helping them with the promotion and with the marketing, because they see me do what I was doing with another group I was in.
Oh, okay.
So the group I was actually in was called Ella Larry Moore and Grateful. And me and my sister were singing in that group at that time. And Terrence Gamble, we call him TJ, mm-hmm. He saw my marketing. And he was like, look, I got to jump on. He was like, I can't have my choir out here in the back, and, we've taken up a lot of the notice. Mm-hmm. So he said, no, I need to jump on too. So I did. I jumped on with them. And at the time, they already had a manager.
Okay.
So I would say the manager was with them for 10 years. After 10 years, he decided to bow out, and I just stepped in. It was just easy for me to just step right on that.
Right.
So when I did, I was able to just have free reign. TJ mm-hmm. was like, I believe in you. I know what you can do. Let's see what's going to happen. And I did. I took it by the horns, and we have climbed the Billboard charts. I even am a songwriter. I wrote a song called Amazing.
Wow.
And it hit number 33 on the Billboard charts. Right now we have a song called So Glad to Be Alive. And that is being proclaimed all over the world right now as well. We are going on tour. We're hitting up 24 cities. Can you believe that?
That's amazing.
24 cities. A little choir out of Portsmouth, Virginia is doing these big things.
Well, it's because you got that big marketing crew trying to make it happen. So, there you go. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So, okay, now this is my thing about choirs. You got like tons of personalities.
Oh, yes.
I used to sing in a group called Youth on the Move for Christ. And boy, let me tell you, the behind scene, we look good in public.
Oh, yeah.
But everybody trying to be the boss, everybody trying to be the boss of this and trying to do this. And they want to lead Sister Alto and lead Sister Soprano fighting. How do you handle all those people. How many people in your group?
Right now with band, I would say close to 30.
See, that's a lot of personalities. So how do you get through that?
Patience. Patience. I mean, you have to stay prayed up. You have to lean on the word of God and just know what he has promised.
Okay.
And even with people who have decided to just bow out and leave the choir, the thing is, you can't dwell on that. You have to keep on going. You have to keep on going towards what the mission was given to you. If he told you that you are going to cross the seas, you're going to be able to sing in these other places, obviously he got a backup to replace that person who left.
Okay.
So you can't really just dwell on the people who decide to leave or decide to not go with your vision, because obviously they didn't have the same vision that you had.
Right.
So you have to lean on the vision that God gave to you. Like right here, SKST, I don't see you staying in this building. I see you having a whole other building.
Oh, wow.
So,
I think everybody on the team see that vision.
Yes,
so
yes.
you're absolutely right.
This is for right now, but I see you even going even further, even larger.
Oh, wow.
And
Thank you.
I'm with you. I'm on the ride. I'm looking forward. So great things are on the way, but you just have to keep your faith. And you're correct with different personalities and everything. I just trust and patience.
Yeah. So now, with that being said, you have people that audition, or how do you get the people? So this is a question.
Okay.
Do they have to know how to sing, or do they have to know how to sing?
Well, we got some that can sing, but we got some that can sing too. So that's the great thing about a choir. We can all work together to achieve the goal of sound.
So, but what if you got a sister who sang next? Whoever sings next to me, I can catch on to
right.
So how do you handle a sister next?
Well, I mean, it's just working with your leader. Working with your leader, working with your director, also working with your section leaders also.
Okay.
And being a team player, because hey, it might be a time where your section leader not able to be at that engagement, but you have to know your part.
But see, if you sing next, ain't nobody singing first. Your sister next can't do it.
But, hey, sister next gotta step up.
She get on the side with the baritones.
Yes, you gotta step up. I'm sorry. Because we singing. We singing. And a lot of our music is actually original music. So that's the thing too. It's not like it's music that you're hearing right on the radio, because right now we're working on a album. So we're singing some of those album songs that haven't even released yet.
Wow.
So that's another thing. So yes, I do. I just say know your part.
But that's an important thing that you touched on though, because I think that when people want to join these groups, they have to understand that you have to be able to receive constructive criticism. That if someone is telling you that, you're off, you're not singing the right notes, you have to, humble yourself so that if somebody is trying to help you, that you take the criticism so that you can be better, because it's not to tear you down. But if you're going to be a part of a group like Living Testimony, who they are traveling, they are going on tour, this is a business for them. This is their professional choir. This is not just the church choir where we just, and I'm not saying that everybody's church choir is not professional, but I just mean it on the level of this is something that is a business versus when you're in a church choir and you're receiving that same type of constructive criticism. Like it's just done with a little bit, probably more grace than would be for a professional choir who know you singing that off note on this recording is messing up money. Because we pay to get this recorded. And if you don't know what you're doing, we need you to tell yourself to sit down. Sit yourself down.
Right.
So you know what? I need to get some voice lessons. I need to get me some additional help
yeah.
so that I can continue to be a part of this choir that I have a desire to be a part of. But I think that's the main thing is just for the members who desire to be in choirs of that caliber, that they just come with, you know, the mindset of I need to be able to receive constructive criticism so that I can better myself since I want to be in a professional choir.
And that's also another thing, like with Effortless Solutions, with my clients, I'm able to provide them with someone, right, with a voice coach, someone that's going to help them with, now, not to teach you how to sing,
Right.
but to show you.
Take your instrument and tune it.
Yes.
Oh, look at I love the way she worded that one. That was a good one.
But
Fine
get you into it.
yes, get you into it. But you know, but that's the point of having a team, you know, and having a source outside of what you are doing, so they can help be of service to you and find those people that you need to help your gifts that are within your ministry.
I love it. Absolutely love it. So now, what is the best thing you like about the group, being the team leader, and what's the worst thing you like about the group, being a team leader?
Well, I would say the best thing is doing what I love. I sing. I manage the choir. I love to travel. I'm doing a lot of things that I already love doing. The worst thing to me, I would say, just seeing someone give up, and you know that this is what they need. You know, to me, that's a little heart wrenching, especially when you know this could be something to help save them out of a situation that they're in. Because me, I have sang my way through health issues, so I could keep on going. That's the thing about gospel music. Gospel music it can be a healing factor for you,
right,
in so many ways. You know, depending on what situations you're in, even a good old hymn can be that song that you need just to move on, that comfort that you need to move on to the next obstacle, to the next situation, so that you can go on with your life. Even that's why you know, with funerals, there's gospel music,
right?
You know, to help comfort the family and things. You know, so life things happen, but what it always lead to God.
So that's the whole purpose.
Yeah.
So let's talk about cooking.
Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Okay, so how did you get started in doing your catering business? What got you inspired?
We got to go back to the Black family.
Okay, let's do it.
So everybody in my family pretty much can cook, and I mean literally everybody. I think it hit me in 2009 when me and my husband were dating, and we went to Thanksgiving, and literally everything on the table tasted good. And I came to that realization that we all looked at each other and was like, yo, like everything is delicious. Like there was, you know, it's always like that one something that's a little suspect. But that didn't happen that particular Thanksgiving. And I was just like, everybody in here can cook. Everything that everybody made was just super delicious. And so I thought I was going to be a pediatric oral surgeon when I graduated high school. I did reports on it all the way through school, from middle school all the way through high school. And then I couldn't pass biology. I was all the way at VCU. I passed every single class except biology. And it was like, God was like, that's because that's not what I want you to do.
Oh, wow.
So after I got married, I was like, you know, when I go back to school, I'm going to go back for something that I love, which was cooking. So I went to culinary school. And, you know, nobody in my family, even though we all cook, nobody said go to culinary school. That was never like an option that was presented to me to say, you know, we all can cook. This is an avenue that you should go.
Here's my recipe.
Trade school was not a thing. No, we going to be doctors, lawyers, you know, accountants. You know, we going to be these types of things. So I never really looked at it as an option. But after getting married and going to culinary school, a friend of mine was just like, you know, B, I want you to cater my vow renewal.
Oh, wow.
For 200 people. I said, no, ma'am.
She said no.
cook for 200 people. And so she was like, well, you think about it. I'm not going to accept your no, but you think about it and then you get back to me.
How you turned out your first big gig?
Because I was still in culinary school. I was like, damn, I just got here. So
I'm not ready.
So I went back to my professor and my chef, and I was making some paella, which is a Spanish rice dish, and it has a lot of seafood in it. And so she was like, "How many people do you think that's gonna feed?" I was like, "Well, this pan will feed like 25 people." She was like, "See how quickly you knew that?" She said, "Now just go back and multiply it until you can feed 200 people." She's like, "You already did one pan, just keep making more pans." And I wasn't thinking about, and I love math. I wasn't thinking about it from a mathematical perspective, but her saying that to me changed my perspective of how I prepare the food. And so once I overcame that hurdle, I called my brother because my brother can cook too. I was like, listen, they got fried chicken on the menu. I need you to be in this kitchen just frying chicken. Don't do nothing but stand there and fry the chicken because I needed extra people. So I employed, I call them paid volunteers. I employed my family to come and help me serve. A good friend of mine who did decor. I had her come in and do the decorations. We did everything. And so my friend Latanya Jacobs, she is the person whose vow renewal I did for her and her husband Derek. And literally everything that they purchased their tablecloths, they purchased the chafing stands, and she gave it all to me after the vow renewal.
Oh,
so
wow.
She is the reason why I have all my equipment for the tasting spoon. I mean, she bought everything. So everything that we used for her vow renewal, it was like having a baby shower for my business.
Oh, wow.
She gave me everything. So I had all my tablecloth. I had everything that I needed to move forward to continue to do anything. So I was set. If I had an event up to 200 people, I had everything that I needed,
See
to get
how
started.
God worked?
So
oh my gosh.
That's how the Tasting Spoon got started.
Oh,
I originally
wow.
had some business partners, but God saw to do something different with that. My husband created the name, and so
I was going to ask you, how did you get that name?
Yep. He was like, "What do chefs use?" And I was like, "Well, when we eat, we use tasting spoons. We always have a cup full of spoons so that as we're cooking, we can taste as we go."
Mm-hmm.
And so he was like, "The tasting spoon. We're gonna call it the tasting spoon."
Oh my
and
goodness!
So that's how the tasting spoon came about, because I'm not a niche chef. I don't have just one set thing that I cook. I like to cook different things. So, we got some things coming down the pike.
I love it. I love it.
If it isn't tasty, it didn't come from my spoon.
I love it. Now let me ask you this: do you ever get tired of cooking?
I love to cook, honestly. Me being tired of cooking is me being tired of cooking whatever is there that I probably don't want to eat. Mm-hmm. It isn't that I don't want to cook it. It's just I don't want to eat what I have.
Yeah.
So when they say you got food at home, sometimes I'm like, well, I don't want that food.
You know what? That reminded me. I saw this TikTok or Facebook or something. The man was in the drive-thru and he was getting a cup of coffee from Starbucks. Did you see that? And he said, "Can I have a cup of the coffee?" And the little girl in the background said, "Can I have a cookie?" And he said, "No, we got cookies at home." And she said, "Well, we got coffee at home." That was it. And then he said, "What kind of cookie?"
Right.
So that's what that reminds me of, because you are the cook, and I'm sure everybody's spoiled, right?
Oh yeah.
I can't wait to get spoiled.
I taught my husband how to cook too, so now my husband cooks.
Okay.
We're gonna get him certified real soon as well. But he's also like my second in command, and I have had multiple events like back to back, like days in a row. Like I did this weekend. I have one tomorrow and on Saturday. But he now knows how to cook. He cooked for a whole event for me because I was down. Like after I did one event one day, I could barely get up to start the food. And when I got down and got back to the food truck, because my food truck used to sit in my yard, he had already had half the food was already done.
Oh wow! So that's good. That's good.
He does a phenomenal job, So even that's a funny story, because when we met, he wasn't appreciating the food that I was cooking for him. So I started seasoning his food one day. And he was like, "This food tastes different." I said, "Really?" I said, "Mine is great." And so he was like, "Well, let me taste what you got." And he was like, "No, my food don't taste like what's on your plate." I was like, "Yeah, because I didn't season your food. Because you just sit there and you inhale it, and you don't take the time to appreciate what I'm." And this is before I even went to culinary school. And he was like, "I can't believe you didn't season my food." But it's like, I'm a foodie, so it's like I've always been a foodie, so I like to teach people how to eat and how to cook and things like that, because I want people to enjoy what it is that they're eating. Like, don't just eat because you're trying to live, but eat to enjoy it as well. Like,
Right.
enjoy what it is that's presented in front of you. Like, presentation matters to me. I don't like my food touching. Don't just pile it up on one plate. Like, when people go to buffets, they just pile. I can't do that. My food still looks cute.
It has to look presentable.
Buffet. So when I get back to the table, I can eat it, and everything tastes like what it's supposed to taste. You know, even on Thanksgiving, I don't want my macaroni and cheese and yams to touch.
I don't blame you.
And people be like, "No, it tastes good like that." No, I want to taste the macaroni and cheese, and I want to enjoy these yams separately.
I'm the person all over. If it can't fit, I'm getting another
People tell me
plate.
all the time about that. I can't believe. Give me the section plate. I'm good with it.
And the styrofoam with the different sections.
You know,
too.
Right.
the rectangle ones, because I can get more on there.
There you go. There you go.
That's me.
Oh my gosh. You guys are phenomenal. So let's talk about your show.
Okay.
Let's talk about the show. So tell us a little bit about the show. I mean, you know, first of all, let me start off. I want one. I'm just saying. I love your intro. Oh my God. We got D over here. Da, da, da. Every time I'm downloading it, right, to put it up, I'm just jamming, boy. I'm jamming. We got a radio show. Yeah. So I'm in love with that. But anyway, how did y'all decide to start doing the radio show, the podcast?
Well, we've been in radio for a long time. So even with us going to church, there was a show we were on when we were preteens, actually, going into our teenage years. It was called Christian Rappers.
Okay.
So
hosted by Sister Mary Walker.
Yes. And from St. John Church of God of Christ in Newport News. And
on 1270 WTJC.
Sit still now.
Yeah. And our pastor, he like instilled in us to go out of the box, do some different things. And that's gave us the gift of gab, you know, to actually be able to talk. So from that, and then years later, like I was telling you, I was in another group called Ella Larry Moore Grateful. So from that, we ended up having a radio show.
Okay.
And I was the co-host of that show, and we were on Joy 1270 because they changed. But we were on that network, and I fell back in love with radio.
Okay.
All over again.
Okay.
So then was Effortless Solutions, and I was like, look, I'll need an avenue for independent artists to play their music. So I did. I went to a radio station, and they weren't playing no independent artists in this area.
Okay.
I'm like, what is the problem? Like, you're booking us for the sing at, your events, the beach, and these things, but we turn on the radio and you're not even playing our music. Yeah. And there's tons of independent artists right here in the Hampton Roads area. So I'm like, look, this needs to change. He said, well, why don't you do the show? I said, excuse me? Well, you know what? I can't.
Yeah. Gave you a second there.
I did. I said, let's make it happen. So I went ahead and we created a platform. Of course, I'm going to hit up my sister, I said, look, let's, can we put the show together? She said, yeah, sure. So we did. We went ahead and did it. We're on our second season right now. Yes. And God is doing some great things right now. I've already pre-recorded 17 episodes right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So the season's going along, and we're just ecstatic about what is happening. Even with me doing the show, I've been reached out for the I Get Away tour with Dietrich Haddon, with Pastor Mike Jr. and Anthony Brown and Group Therapy, and they want me to do their media,
wow,
for their show, for their tour. So they want me to go to like 3 stops for them. So just being a part of this of Effortless Praise has opened up so
many doors, yeah.
But at the same time is allowing my independent artists to be played with mainstream artists at the same time. So it's a blessing. It's a blessing to have.
But don't you find that when one door closes, God always opened up another.
God opens up another.
And so it's just amazing. You hold on to things, and like I'm frightful for everything, But after I get that push, then it's kind of like, oh, this what he have in store for us. Okay,
Right.
they have to tell you. I'm the one that no not I don't know her that's me. I'll say no before I say yes.
Wow.
And
Okay.
so you know that.
Yeah.
So when I say yes, I've already said no.
Right.
And I done looked at it, I done sought it out, I done did this, I done prayed about it, I done did everything I could possibly do. And if that person is still there, still in my circle, that's because God said that person's supposed to be in my circle. Yes. If they're not in my circle, you know why. I still like you though, right. But at the end of the day, I just can't do it. I just can't do it. So we had a conversation not too long ago, and now look at all the stuff you're telling me about.
Oh yes,
it's amazing.
It is, and it blows my mind each and every day because you know how you just look at one part of it, but you don't look at the whole aspect. Yes, it's just it's mind blowing, but. I'm just thankful. I'm thankful, and I just try to stay open and ready for what's next.
I think one thing about it as well is because of our foundation. Like the church that we grew up in really has a huge impact on who we are. Mm-hmm. We grew up in St. John Church of God in Christ in Newport News, Virginia. Our pastor is the late Bishop Samuel Green, and just being a part of that ministry in and of itself has implanted in us a level of excellence. So it's not just us out here doing different things. Mm-hmm. It's the way that we do the things that we do. Mm-hmm. And with the parents that we have who have always been entrepreneurs since we've been alive, since we can remember, mm-hmm. They've always not only worked traditional jobs, but they also always made money for themselves. Right. In different unconventional ways. My father builds computers, has ever since we remember computers when it was just MS-DOS, when we had to type in codes to get to the program that we're trying to get to. Like, mm-hmm. I tell people we're nerds in our own rights. Like, we don't even discuss some of the things that we actually have in us, because for us it's normal, mm-hmm. even though we know that it's not. But just for us, it's not always worthy of mentioning because it's just who we are. But we just have that innate belief within ourselves that we can do anything. Mm-hmm. So it's like when you talk about like how your first response is no, sometimes for us it's like, no, okay, you want us to do this, we're gonna dive off the diving board,
Yeah.
And because we just know that the only thing that's gonna keep us from achieving the goal is ourselves. Mm-hmm. Is if it does fail, then we're just gonna find whatever resource we need to connect ourselves to so that it can
work. Right.
It's not, even failure is not, an end for us. It's okay, well, what can we do to fix it?
Yeah.
And that's how I am. I'm Miss Fix It. Like, I'm trying to find solutions. Don't come to me telling me about all the problems and all the reasons why we can't do a thing. I'm the one that's trying to sit there and figure out, well, how can we make it work? Because this is what we're going to do.
Right.
So what can we do to make it work? So, like Sidney was saying, like he presented a problem. Independent artists aren't being heard. Mm-hmm. Okay, well then you come up with a solution and let's
fix it.
Right, yeah, let's do it then. I'll do it. I'll be the solution. So what I love about Effortless Praise is that not only do we highlight independent gospel artists, but we're here for the underdog, period. Mm-hmm. We highlight small business owners. Yep. So if you have a business, that you're trying to get out there, we highlight them. We highlight small faith-based ministries. Mm-hmm. So the small churches, we don't want to talk to the mega churches because they already get their names out there.
Right.
They already get all the grants and things like that. Right. But we want to talk to small ministries who are still making huge impacts within their community.
Right.
And they're still reaching people on the level that they can reach people. So Effortless Praise is not just a platform, just for the music aspect of it. But for us, we're building a community of business owners, faith-based performers. So if you dance, whatever it is that you do, if you're doing it and you're doing it to the glory of God, like we want you to come, on the show and talk about it because we want people to get their name out there.
Absolutely.
So that's what SKST provides for us as well. It helps those people who come on to Effortless Praise to be able to get themselves out there
a little bit more.
We need stations and studios like SKST to, help continue to promote shows like this so that those people can get out there.
I love it.
Because we're their voice.
Yeah. And the thing is, we are all connected some sort of way.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a small world, but even around the world, we have other people, bigger names than us, and they love what we provide.
Absolutely.
And so you have to always be open to being able to help and being there for other people. So I do know that.
Oh,
I might say no, but I still, I have to get a yes before I say yes.
Right. Yeah.
Because sometimes when people, so in my defense, a lot of times it's the with them. What's in it for me?
Yeah.
And so people come to your path because they only want something from you.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I do keep my guards up because of that.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Overstand that.
And yeah, you know what I'm saying? And so that's the main thing,
Oh, yeah.
But you know what?
Overstand that.
I love you guys. I love the relationship you have. I love that how you love God. I love that you family oriented,
Absolutely.
And so I just want you to keep up the great work. The sister and brother thing, yeah. Oh, another sister too. But that sister and brother thing that you guys have is priceless.
Thank you.
It's priceless. And keep it going because it looks like to me y'all support one another and best friends.
Oh yes.
Best
yes.
friends.
That's
Who's the
what we
oldest?
call our
Like we
artists.
say on the Apple Friends.
Yes.
Hey, best friend.
Hey, best friend.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Now, who's the oldest?
I'm the oldest.
You're the oldest. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So, well, it's pretty good. It's pretty good that you guys do what you do. So, I'm going to say for me, please go to SKST Radio Productions,
Yes.
subscribe, share, and like. Is that right?
And follow too.
And follow.
Yes.
Now, you do it.
Now, also follow us on Effortless Praise as well. You can go to EFFORTLASS Praise at gmail.com, or you can even go to our page on Facebook, just like SKST. You can go follow us, like, and share as well.
And on Instagram.
On Instagram.
Yep. Now, you do it for the cooking.
Oh, you can follow me at the Tasting Spoon VA on all social media platforms. If you'd like to follow me on X, other previously known as Twitter, you can just type in the Tasting Spoon, drop the. But other than that, it's thetastingspoonva.com.
All right. I love it. Absolutely love it. Guys, thank you so much for being on the show.
Oh, yes,
I want to
you're
have y'all
welcome.
back. And also, I got somebody that probably would be good for your show.
Okay, great.
Let us
Okay.
know.
It's called the Dr. Ron Show Investigate. Dr. Ron
Yes,
Investigating
yes,
Show.
Dr. Ryan, yes.
Yeah, so he has this men's group that he works with,
Okay.
and they need support. They trying to
Yes.
he's blowing this thing up.
Yes.
And he's kind of quiet about it.
Uh-huh.
But they have like retreats and
Oh,
all
yeah,
kinds of stuff. The women
absolutely.
can't go. They don't want to let the
That's
women
all
go.
right. That's
All
all
at the
right.
beach and stuff. They
The
won't
men
let the
got to
women
do-
go.
the men got
But
to
you
do-
know-
they got to do because the
Yes.
women, we got plenty of things going on.
So yeah,
So
so
the men need to
but
get themselves out there.
that group needs some help too. I think they
Okay.
need, to let people know contributions, because he sponsored trips for the young guys. And
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
they did a thing out in, I think it was in Washington. They did the museum. And so, so he brought the curator of the museum, I think it was the African American Museum.
Oh,
And
yes.
yeah, he brought the curator on the show, and it's just amazing, the
Yes.
people that you can meet in the circles you can meet and how you network it. So I love it.
Okay,
So
Dr.
that's-
Ron. All right, yeah.
yeah, so that's my referral for today. It's my
Yes.
referral. And as far as the cooking thing, we want to do something this summer. Want some barbecue or something good this summer. I'm just saying, Did I say that out loud? Oh, okay.
That's all
Yeah.
right.
Ain't no shame in my
Who are we
game.
to judge? Food is food. I love food. We talk about food all day.
Okay,
Oh,
guys,
man.
this concludes the show today. I want to thank our newest family members of
Yes.
SKST Radio. And guys, look at them. See what they have to offer. They have some great shows. I mean, I get a chance to look at everybody's show because I upload them all. And so I just love the people that you guys interview, and they're so humble. It's like they're so happy that you guys take the time to do that. So
Oh, yes.
I love that. I love that. So, okay, guys, until next week, SKST Radio. So